Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review of Tyler Perry's Sistas. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then child, welcome back. Let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Previously on Tyler Perry's Sistas. So we know last episode, okay, even though I didn't review it, y'all, I'm sorry, honey. I'm trying to get into it as I get into it. Last episode, we see that Q actually called Maurice. Boy, how you gonna call a person that you had a gun to their head at the scene of the crime? Like, why would you call him? Are you gonna come with me to turn myself in? Yeah, because that makes sense. Child, I wish Maurice would trust him again. Then we see Sabrina and we have Karen. And Karen is trying to make sure that she corners Zach because she got some things to say. Karen, are you okay? I'm okay. You sure? Well, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, Hayden is at the property that Zach put an offer in for, okay? And I'm like, you know what? His obsession with Fatima is sickening. Sir, you lost, okay? Move on. Move forward. Like, this is getting ridiculous. So Zach stops at the property because he wants to see it, right? So he sees the agent showing it to Hayden. So then Zach and him, they have words, and he asks, when did you come here? He was like, what do you mean? He means, how do you know about this property? Because you got those phones tapped. That's what's going on. She's like, well, you know, he called me today, but I don't know when he came here. So Zach is trying to figure out why she's even taking another offer. And she's like, well, you know, it is customary. I mean, Zach, you can't stop her bag. I'm just saying, honey, if everything's not done, this is what I've learned. If the contract is not signed, it's just pending at this point. And therefore, and thus and such, I got to make sure I get paid either way. Moving forward. Hayden/Aiden, or whatever his name is, child. He shows up trying to intimidate Zach by saying that he may not have good enough credit. He's like, well, it's okay. I'll put the $400 down. He's like, oh, it's like that. Yes, it's like that, you little twerp. Oh, I can't stand Hayden, little blockhead self. He cannot stand the fact that Zach has Fatima and he can't figure out how he can afford this place, even though it's just a bunch of sticks, honey. It's a bunch of sticks that cost upwards of $700,000. So the whole time these two are going back and forth, she's just standing there. I'm like, lady, honey, you might want to excuse yourself. And then y'all know that Tyler has got to make sure that at least one person a scene asks this question. She goes, is everything okay? Child, I'm done. Now, lady, what do you think? They have been standing here arguing back and forth about credit and how his credit won't get it. And Hayden is being a straight up hater. And they're fussing back and forth and you're standing in between the two. And do you think everything is okay? Okay, girl. He's like, I just want to know how you went from chain breakers to here overnight. Now, why is that any of your business? Huh? Now, why is that any of your business? So Zach asked the realtor, he said, look, just give us a second. Okay, just give us a second, honey. Step to the side. Because, honey, she wasn't leaving no other way. Hayden is asking him about the money, and Zach ain't answering. So Hayden brings up Fatima, and then Zach lets him know, yeah, I'm blowing her back out. So the neighbors know my name. I bet the neighbors know my name, the way you screaming, scratching, yelling. Shout out to Trick or Trey. Baby, he said he'd be putting her all up against the wall and whatnot. And child, you know they both big and fine. Baby, I am here for it. Do y'all hear me? Hayden gone somewhere, child. Ain't nothing you could do with Fatima. So Hayden's like, oh, interesting. Tyler, you must be stopped. Child, not interested. Let me just say this. Tyler, okay? If you are in this scenario in real life, you're not going to look at the next man and say, interesting. You're going to knock his block off. Okay, that's what you're going to do. You are not about to stand in my face and play in my face and tell me that you're blowing someone's back out that I'm infatuated with. Child, this is a fool. He's like, so you're going to tell me how you got the money? You know what Hayden reminds me of? He reminds me of an annoying little brother. He keeps asking if he can go. Mama, can I go? Mama, can I go? And your mama's like, look, if you don't take Hayden, you ain't going. And then you get pissed off. That's Hayden. Oh, child. Oh, my God. He's a little brother that you don't want. So Zach is like, that's none of your business. He's like, well, actually, it is my business. And I know it's illegal. Hayden, go ahead with your Karen antics, honey. It's not illegal. Child, gone somewhere, child. Boy, gone. Moving forward. Zach tells him, look, this ain't what you want. I'm not about to let your box head ruin everything that I've been working for. So then he told him to leave, and he's like, you know what? And you better leave me and Fatima alone, or you're going to have to see me. I'm like, oh, yes, ma'am. Oh, not see you. Hayden does have a blockhead, I told y'all. Tyler, let me find out you listening to my reviews for some material, honey. I'm going to give you a little bit more to say. Child, this is a fool. I said not blockhead or his box head. Didn't I say that in a review? I'm going to have to go back and revisit. Moving forward. So Zach lets Renee know that he won't be making an offer. He's like, he's not going to be making an offer, okay? And if he calls you again, you better call me, okay? You got it? Sure. I would be mad as hell Hayden wasting my time. Why don't be calling me, getting me all dressed up and getting my zhuzh together to come down here and show you something and you know you can't afford it? Just being nosy? Child, it's a mess. In the next scene, Maurice and Sabrina are at the empty bank. Hey, y'all. Jacoby shows up with flowers. Boy, now what are you doing back? I thought you were over there on all the king's horses and all the king's men, or whatever it's called over there, you know, with Eve and them. Like, what are you doing back over here at the empty bank? So Maurice is like, you accused the girl of sexual harassment. He's like, I said, I'm sorry. He said, go to hell. Child, look. Y'all know I cannot go a review without imitating Maurice. Y'all know I can't do it. Child, I would have to get a restraining order on him because, I mean, he's pretty scary. Sabrina X-Men love to show up unannounced while she stands there and says, what do you want? Girl, apparently you. Oh, crazy behind girl. So then Jacoby had the nerve to ask her, you know, can we talk in private? Boy, if you don't go to hell respectfully, ain't nobody about to talk to you in private. You cannot be trusted. So she's like, I don't trust you. And girl, you better not go nowhere in private with him. You'd be a fool. He's like, well, I don't know what it is about you, but I really like you. He has a chemical imbalance. You don't even know her. What exactly do you like about her, Jacoby? Sir, why do you like her? All the two of you have had are awkward, inappropriate encounters. And you accused her of sexually harassing you. Like, oh my God. So he's trying to plead his case, promising that he won't do that again. He's like, I just get mad. What are you, 6? Like, we all get mad. That doesn't mean you threaten to get her fired with sexual misconduct allegations that could ruin her forever. Anywho, he's like, you know, I meant nothing by it. Not I meant nothing by accusing you of sexual assault. Again, kick rock, sir. So then he hands her some flowers and he's like, you know, I could really use this job. Okay. Sir, you got fired by the higher ups. It's not her call. Okay. You had a fight in the bank and therefore and thus and such, you were escorted out. And then the keypad code was changed. So your services are no longer needed. So she's like, you know, I'm sorry, I just can't. He's like, okay, well, can we at least go to dinner? Charlotte would not go anywhere with him. And he needs to stop popping up. I would be afraid of him. I'm sorry, I just would be. I mean, certain things just startle me. Certain behaviors are red flags to me. And you showing up at my place of employment and where I live with flowers acting like you did nothing wrong and then saying, I didn't mean anything by it. What? Red flag all up and through. In the next scene, Karen and her wig show up at the airport. Girl, she told you Zach was gone. Like you're becoming unhinged. But it be like that, child, when you want somebody back, honey. You be calling them, stopping by their mama and them house. So I'm like, hey, how let you and Bug them doing? Oh, okay, is Zach here? Child, you be doing all kinds of stuff. So Danny is like, he's not here. She's like, okay, well, where he at? Danny said he's gone. He left. He left? She said, yes. You show? Yes, she show, girl. So Danny said, yes, I'm sure. And I told you that, Karen. Remember, I told you. Girl, she told you that before you ran over here with that belt on. Child, I was like, what is this? Okay, child, let's just continue moving on. Let's just continue on. She's like, okay, then call him. Child, that was so high school. I used to do that with my friends. I'm like, call him. I'm going to stand right here and see what he say. And whole time they be nervous as hell because they hoping he don't say nothing crazy because they know I'm going to grab that phone, child. I would grab that phone in a minute. Say, what now? Child, I used to be something else back in the day. Do y'all hear me? So Danny is like, what is wrong with you? She said, I came down here to talk to Zach. Danny said, okay, I'll call him. But after that, we going to see a neurologist. Girl, she don't need no neurologist. It's nothing wrong with her brain. It's her heart that needs fixing. Child, she wants Zach now that he wants somebody else. It's just plain and simple. So she calls Zach. He answers all angry because, you know, Hayden got him 38 hot. So Danny's like, where are you? He's like, Danny, what do you want? She's like, why are you so mad? He's like, is Karen with you? She said, yeah. He's like, I don't want to talk to Karen. I don't want to talk to her. But baby, Karen snatched that phone anyway. Karen, honey, he's not interested. Okay, he's not interested. I don't know if he's really not interested or he's just saying it until he convinces himself. It's kind of like a fake it till you make it type thing. But either way, he's giving you the cold shoulder. So just move on, child. She's like, you blocked my number. Why, Zach? He's like, I unblocked you. She said, well, you ain't answering my calls. He's like, okay, so what do you want to talk about? She said, no, in person. He said, Karen, I love you. I really do. But I really need you to get over this. Like, it's over. You got to get over this. She's like, it's been 3 years. The least you could do is see me. Oh, my goodness. He's like, why? She said, so you could tell me you don't love me and it's over. Tell me to leave you alone. I mean, he just did. He definitely just did. He said, I already did that. She said, now when you're not mad at me, tell me when you're calm. Girl, not you not taking no for an answer. You don't really want Zach. You just don't want Fatima to have him. He's the same Zach, just with a car, a little bit of zhuzh, and a few extra coins. He said no, and it translates the same way in any language. Girl, just walk away with your dignity. So after the back and forth, she was like, I need this. He was like, why do you need this? She was like, I just really need closure. You sure? I'm sorry, I just had to ask her, child. So she wants to meet at her house. He's like, no, it's a trap. She's like, well, let's meet at the shop. Nope, on a rope. Okay, the supply closet got memories. Honey, y'all don't need to be meeting over there at that salon. Absolutely not. So he finally agreed to meet her at Danny's house. Danny probably was looking like, now, how did I get into it? Well, child, you should have never called him. Because I would have been like, girl, he didn't answer. I would have called any other number besides Zach's number. So they have decided that they're going to meet at Danny's house at 7. He's like, I'm going to hurt you. You better be in that room because I do not want to be in the room alone with her. Yeah, because you know y'all clothes might fall off, honey. I know how it is. Moving forward, she's like, I need him to say it's over. I just need that. Danny said, but why do you need it? She's like, you know it's not over with us until we both say that it's over. You just don't want to let go. He said that it's over, and you said that it was over a long time ago when you said his grandfather's ashes outside that airport. Do you not remember that? I don't know if it was the grandfather's ashes. It was something that belonged to the grandfather that was very sentimental to Zach, and it was outside that airport. Okay? I'm just saying. Didn't have a ticket to first. She's like, I just need to hear it. I need closure. Girl, he literally said it's over. You just want to get him face to face to try to convince him to come back so y'all can get back together, honey. You ain't slicking. You ain't fooling me. And I mean, do we ever really want closure? Child, that's the oldest trick in the book. Karen down bad, child. She is down bad. In the next scene, Maurice back at the house and his friend stops by. I don't know what the friend's name is. Did we ever get the friend's name? I don't know. But anywho, he's back at the house. They talking about Q and him calling Maurice. So the friend was like, don't be surprised if he shows up here again. Child, Maurice is entertaining the thought of letting this smooth criminal off the hook again. He was like, well, if he come, I'm going to put him in handcuffs until they apprehend him. Child, please, I wish you would. Calvin shows up asking about Sabrina. So Maurice said, you know, you two high school fools are getting on my nerves. So he's asking what Sabrina said. So Maurice gives him a little advice. He's like, look, just get some wine, get some food, go over to her house and talk to her. Because y'all are getting on my nerves. I know that's right, honey. They're getting on my nerves too. And they've been fussing and fighting since the beginning of season 2. Like, this is crazy. In the next scene, Zach calls Fatima while she's at work. He's like, I want to talk to you. So then he gonna say, but now you at work, I don't want to upset you. I'll tell you when you get home. I hate when people do that. Like, tell me. You call me and tell me you need to talk to me, then say it. I hate when they say, I'll tell you later. No, tell me now. So she's like, just say it. So then he tells her Karen is on him and really wants to talk to him. She's like, so what does she want to meet about? He says she wants closure. She said, okay, so what are you going to do? He said, I'm just going to meet with her and tell her, you know, that it's over. She's like, okay, fine. He's like, no, it ain't fine. Like, talk to me. Girl, no, it's not fine. She doesn't need closure. He already said it to her, girl. She just wants one last chance to convince him to come back. Girl, you better let your man go over there. So he tells her, Fatima, you got to trust me. She said, trust you? Wasn't you just f***ing her? He said, yeah, but that was different. Like, at the time, I wasn't committed to you. She's like, well, are you now? He said, yes, it's me and you. Honey, I wouldn't trust these two together. I'm sorry. Would not trust it in the slightest. Moving forward. So he's like, look, you don't have to worry about her. I'm only going to be there for 30 minutes. She's like, only 30 minutes? He said, yeah, because I want you to know nothing went down. She said, well, I'm a woman, and that ain't going to be enough time. Because Karen don't want closure. She wants you. Honey, and does. He better not fall for the okie doke. But y'all is Zach, so he gonna do it. Tyler, don't you do this. Don't you do it. She's like, it's good, because this is going to show you if you're really over her. I know that's right. I don't know. I might have to release Zach. I mean, he got a bit too much going on. But then, Karen would be satisfied if she did that. But I'm almost sure she would not want him after that. She only wants him because you have him. So, I mean, do with that what you will. Moving forward. Andy stops by the shop to see Karen. Girl, she ain't in there. She out chasing Zach. So Karen gets a flower delivery and Pam is like, don't you want to know who they from? She's like, I'm sure she'll tell me. She's like, oh, okay, because they from Aaron. He always does that. He's nice, but do you like him? She said, I mean, he's okay. She's like, I don't know. She was like, well, don't you know, Pam? She was like, that woman killed herself right there. She came in here and pulled out that gun and I was about to. She was like, protect Karen? Girl, she was like, hell no. I was about to be out that door. Listen to me. I'm with Pam. I'm out this piece. Child, you don't pay me enough to be jumping in front of bullets. I wish I would. How's she going to protect Karen against that gun? Child, we know you like to play with rubber bullets, but everybody else don't like to play with fire. You can take a bullet for Karen if you want to, but don't nobody else have to. She's like, don't you think it's strange that he would send flowers to the same place that his wife died? No, I think it's strange that his wife took her life due to his unforgiveness of her cheating, but he's cool with Karen calling him Zach's name and catching them in the act. That's what I think is strange. I think Aaron is strange all the way around, but that's just me. So she's like, well, that is peculiar. Yes, peculiar, as all get out. So Pam said, well, he's really into her and whatnot. I mean, he really wants her. Child, not and whatnot. That's one of mine. Okay, Tyler, let me find out you an opinionator. Child, not and whatnot. Andy is like, okay, well, thank you for all of the information that you shared with me that I didn't ask for. Andy, quit acting better than Pam, child, please. Girl, she did not share nothing with you that you did not already know. She shared with you what? That the lady killed herself? You knew that. That she got a flower delivery? You knew that. That Aaron actually likes her? And again, you knew that. Girl, please. So Karen finally shows up and they go to talk and Andy tells her that she's there to apologize. She's like, look, I'm just trying to be fair. Karen said, well, all I ask you is if they were together. She said, I don't know. You sure? Now, Karen didn't ask her that, but I'm asking. She's like, but do you know if he's staying with her? She's like, what I think is that you should move on, honey, and should. She said, well, I'm going to see him tonight. So she was like, are you? She said, yeah. And if he's with her, then he can tell me. Andy's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Karen said, you know what? I'm going to talk to the both of them together. Fatima don't owe you nothing. Girl, I wish I would have a sit down with Karen about my relationship with her ex-man. Child, please. So Andy said, why would you do that? She said, I have a great man that wants to marry me and I'm messing it up by calling him Zach's name. I need a clean break. You were already broke. I know you're trying to see if there's just a little glimpse of hope. If he gives you just a glimmer, then you're going to jump back in that thing. I understand that. But girl, go forth and be great with Aaron and whatnot. She's like, when I talk to him, then we can move on. Girl, that's some BS. Karen, that's some BS, Karen, and you know it. Aaron was a rebound and you kind of like him, but you don't like him like that. Y'all know we all had that one. It's like you like him, but he ain't just giving the judge that you really gonna carry him through the finish line. Child, you just be calling him for free food and text when you're bored. Okay, moving forward. Andy wants to know why she needs that. Andy, you've already asked that. The repetitive lines. You've already asked her over and over again. Why? 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 You've already asked her that. Child, she wants to get her feelings hurt face to face because that's exactly what happens when you do those closure meetings. One of two things happen. Either you have sex or somebody's feelings are bound to be hurt. That's the only thing that comes from closure. There's no such thing. Now, that's just my opinion. So Andy is like, if that's what you need, you know what? I support you. So Karen steady asking questions. Andy said, I don't know, but I'm tired of being in the middle of this. Girl, you can't be mad at everybody else because of your drama. How you gonna be mad at Andy because she doesn't know anything? Like, this is crazy. So she's like, you know what? Can you just call me after you meet with him? She said, why? You don't want to be in the middle of it. Child, these two get on my nerves. Let's continue. Moving forward. Sabrina gets home and she calls Dani and they're talking about everything that happened during the day. Dani is telling her that Karen showed up there and she wanted to see Zach. So then Sabrina tells her how Jacoby showed up at the bank and Jacoby ain't even his real name. Not his first nor his last. And it seems like he always does this and accuses somebody of sexually harassing him. Yet you want to go out on a date? Child, It's the audacity for me. So while they're talking, it's a knock at the door, and then Calvin shows up with wine and dinner per Maurice's instructions. Of course, Sabrina let him right on in. She's like, just come in. Girl, let him on in and sit down and talk in circles like y'all like to do. So she starts asking him about Peggy and what she does that she doesn't do. I mean, well, it's in the name, Peg. Okay? Baby, she doing all kinds of things. Of this, I am sure. Child, he into the kink of it all. Don't act like you don't know. Moving forward. Back at Andy's, Gary is there with the therapist, and she's going in on Andy. Basically, like saying, what we all say. How Andy knew that he was married and still went after him. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of friends does she really have, because I would be calling my friend out for being a mistress all up and through. I'll be like, girl, that is somebody's husband. We don't do that. We get our own unattached men. Like, you gonna go get old Rockhead Gary and he got a wife? Oh, child, no ma'am. So she's like, well, shouldn't she be here by now? Ma'am, why? See, this therapist ain't no good either. She can't be trusted. But I have some quick questions, okay? Is Jasmine still in jail for the rubber bullet gate? Are they divorced? Where are his children? Like, these are the burning questions. Does he still work? Because I have not seen him leave that countertop in 4 episodes. He has been sitting at that kitchen counter for 4 episodes straight. Is the paint dry on the new place that you purchased? Are all of your assets still frozen? Tyler, wrap up your loose ends, okay? Because I'm going to need to get into it as I get into it. So then they're sitting there, and she's telling him that things feel uncomfortable, and she starts filling him up, and she's like, does this feel uncomfortable? He's like, no, it feels fine. So then she puts her head down there between his legs to simulate fellatio. I mean, that's what I'm gathering. And then the episode ends. And that was the end of the episode. But let me guess. Next episode, Andy gonna walk in, asking questions. What is going on, Gary? Nothing. I'm going to ask you one more time. What is going on, Gary? Andy, nothing. Pick your head up, lady. Child, it's going to be some foolishness. And baby, that's going to be it for episode such and such, okay? But then, this is what tripped me out, Fatima. Now, I don't know if this is editing or I don't know what's going on, but we heard you saying some not so good things about Zach right before he has to meet with Karen. So, he overhears you. And now he's going to sit face to face with Karen in her crooked wig. So, I mean, anything could happen, but you only can blame it on you and that cell phone. And child, were y'all talking on the landline? And how was he hearing this? Was it a voicemail? Child, it's a fool. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.